everybody. It's the Boston Road, your online wrestling talk show. I'm your host, Angel.
Alongside Wrestling Fanatic HD.
I'm the Peppy.
We're here. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. It means a lot to us. And we're going to kick right off with some Impact talk. Impact Wrestling was pretty interesting this past week. It had some decent matches to start with the Bound for Glory.
Bound for Glory.
Okay. Hernandez got the win over Chavo. Thank you. Because, you know, he's pretty cool with the museum.
Oh, hell yeah, he is.
Sorry, that things do bother me from the past week. And Samoa Joe got the victory over Robbie E to advance into the tournament, which was also pretty cool.
You saw that coming.
Oh, you know what else you can see on the museum site? It's Towel from Slammiversary. Make sure you guys check that out. It's awesome. Thank you guys once again to Samoa Joe for doing that. Great tag team action, a 6-man tag. What's up with this Dirty Heel tag team name?
I never understood that either. I mean, I guess it's a good name for them in a way, but I don't know. I just like the Aries and Rude thing. That makes no sense to me either.
Yeah, especially where they have this on-camera view going on.
Yeah.
Now they're grouping them together. Maybe they just don't like to shower. Maybe they don't take the expensive hotels. And that's the problem, is the water pressure goes down. By the time they get in, there's no water, and they have to get to the next stop.
Tell Hogan to stop pounding it all.
There was a cool knockout match with Tyra, which is right here from New England. Great talent. She's worked for the company that's owned by the official wrestling museum, Show Pro Wrestling. Actually, got her official start doing her matches with us, which was awesome. I was actually at those events. And seeing it kind of grow on the independent scene here, to see it with TNA right now and with Ohio Valley.
Yeah.
You know, big props to you, and hope you guys go further. And again, what's up with this no contest with a ladder match?
You know that match made no sense. It was a decent enough match, but yeah, again, I don't understand that either. I mean, then you had Hardy at the end. I feel so bad for him right now. I really
it was
do.
a legit injury that he fell off the ladder and hurt his hip. But he has been working on the house shows over the weekend. Everything went good for him. But this was back-to-back events with TNA and WWE doing two matches that should not end in a no count. You know, type of thing. You had the no DQ match end in a no count out. You had a ladder match end in a no contest. You know what I mean? If one of your boys was, you know, in that match, what are you gonna think? You know what I mean? Aren't you gonna go fight it out and stuff? Like, as a worker, staying no way I'm gonna deal with something like that.
No,
I want the W.
It just doesn't make sense at all. I mean, you have a no DQ and it doesn't make sense at all. I mean,
No.
The ladder match with no winner, everybody's expecting a winner. With a match like that, it's on the card. They say what kind of high flying is going to be, what kind of moves is going to be. They want a winner. They want to see what performance is going to be there.
But I'm sure if the belt was hanging, you would definitely have a winner. It would be no contest.
Yeah, definitely. And rubber hammer. Oops, did I say rubber?
No, talking about rubbers now.
Well, each and every week we have some great items on the table. This week we didn't overdo it because last week we had so many items from TNA. We thank you guys once again for doing it. But we have some great items on the table this week. These are items that you can find in the official wrestling museum. We have the Adrenaline line from WWE Series 19 M&M 2-pack. This is the only 2-pack by them. It's signed by John Morrison. You have the Elite Series 21 of Ryback. This Elite Series 21 is a phenomenal series. We also have the AJ Lee figure from from Series 21. Don't get too happy over here.
I'm so sorry. I can't help myself.
If he gets happy, watch out, Pebble. He's going your way. We also have Alberto Del Rio from Series 21, which is cool because it comes with not only a magazine with him on the cover, but it comes with the black scarf and the white scarf. So you can heal him up, you can face him up, or you can just have him sit in a lounge somewhere and read a magazine.
A scarf, something. We
got the Battle Pack 2-pack with Ginger and Ryback, and I believe it comes with a camera. Thank you guys for nodding over there for me. I get too many shots to the head, so. But there definitely is a camera in there.
No,
I don't think so, pal. You get the lawsuit going against you right now. And you get a Series 1 of Hulk Hogan over there. That's pretty cool. The items on the table. And our feature item of the week is signed by the Bella twin, Nikki and Bree. They were at the Special Olympics event. Me and my family went up there this past weekend in Connecticut. Great event. It was great to be a part of that. We're actually, the official wrestling museum is going to be reaching out to the Rhode Island Special Olympics. I used to do a lot of work for their fundraising events each and every year. They stopped running that event, but we want to try to see what we can do to help them out. But anyway, this event was great. The fellows were great there. They had a blast up there. They also had big shows, Sergeant Slaughter and Mark Henry over the weekend.
They showed it on Raw as well.
Yep, absolutely. But Bellas, they were really friendly, really nice with everybody. Took the time with my daughter, which I appreciate you guys. And you signed this item, and you also signed a couple of cards for the museum, which we
Yeah.
They were actually game to sign a whole lot more, but the staff from the place itself, I don't know, I guess you could say it was straight up rude.
Yeah, what
That's
else
really,
new?
yeah, I think that's the polite way of me saying this, folks.
Yeah, polite, wow, huh?
Hey, I am a nice guy, okay? I am, you know, who I am, and
He's a
that's
little
it.
violent, folks, don't mind him. You saw how he hit with the mic.
No, he deserves a vote.
I understand.
It's that time, each and every week, give it another week.
Yeah, make a week.
Boy, you got really happy about that.
Yeah, make a week.
Each and every week, we pick a gimmick from the past or the present and tell you why we like the gimmick, why we think it's going somewhere, why we didn't think it worked. So, who wants to go first?
I'll go first, why not? Okay, my gimmick,
Came up, baby.
I'm actually gonna go with, Brutus the Bob Beefcake.
Oh, Buddha.
Oh yeah, I loved him. My main thing I looked forward to with him was every time he beat his opponent, he had to get those scissors and cut their hair.
It definitely put on a show with the barber shop.
Yeah.
And everything with my Janetti and everything. The Brutus definitely has some impact. I think I used him in the past though, because we talked about the Zodiac. Because
Did you? I don't-
yeah, we
I
talked about the
don't
Zodiac,
remember.
Boogeyman, he was a million one names, Disciple. But to be able to be a character to bring out that, the gimmicks go
Yeah.
out from one to another and separate everything, definitely is something that, you know, makes him a star, make him somebody. And as Brutus, he, with the big giant edge clip,
Yeah.
I just don't know how the hell
He was
he
one
got
of my
through security at the
favorites.
airport.
Yeah, one of my favorites, definitely. Your turn.
Thanks. I got a gimmick from the same era, but it's been a huge fan, I've been a huge fan of him. He's no longer with WWE. A good friend of mine, good old Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, Warrior.
Sorry.
That
I
dude,
was a huge fan of him, but to this day, I still need someone to translate his speeches.
you know, he had the craziest promos in the business, and I think that's the only reason why he got over with the face paint and the little shoelaces on his arm.
He's the
Other than that, like.
The guy
any
talks
work-
about going into outer space.
I know, and I never really understood his character, like what he was supposed to be, but because of those weird gimmicks, it worked for him. And I feel bad when he had to run like a mile and a half down the road to get to the ring. That poor guy had to be so tired.
Oh, man.
And the matches that he did, people were not happy with them because they were short. They were short matches because he was a type of wrestler, a type of entertainer that, from what I've seen, he didn't know how to sell the move. So
That's the way to put it.
there was words out there that were saying that as a manager of myself, I used to think to this guy, his entrance is longer than his matches.
It was, absolutely.
And-
Think about when we were just talking right when we went on the air about the Honky Talk Man thing in
Right.
Series 21,
Yeah.
how he beat Honky Talk Man
Yeah.
for the Continental, and what was it, like in 30, I think 7 seconds
Yeah,
or something?
something like that, yeah.
You know what I mean, like,
He actually had a feud with one of your, another gimmick that you picked previously, Goldust.
yeah.
And not to mention the one, talking about a long match though, that he had an actual long match longer than 10 minutes. Okay, but that's including the entrance. Was the classic Hulk Hogan Warrior match, the title for title.
WrestleMania 6.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite matches, and that, he went right over with that.
Well, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That was a good, that was very nice, yeah.
Macho Man too.
Yeah.
And there was so many great things with the Warrior and stuff. And, you know, just as a side note, it was, I think you said you're a good fan, you know, of the
Yeah,
Warrior
I
and
am.
stuff. I think it was a fan like you that actually made Red Bull for him to get him to the ring. So that's how Red Bull came about, folks.
I didn't know that. Red Bull was available in the 80s?
Well, no, they started the formula. You know, they started the thinking process. My pick of the week, I'm gonna go back to the 80s time, a guy that you worked the Ultimate Warrior on a show once. I'm gonna go with the Red Rooster.
Oh, my God.
Okay?
That's a good
Terry
one.
Taylor. The reason why I picked the Red Rooster is two reasons. One, that dude can, well, actually three, he can put over any talent in the ring. Number two, this is a guy that kept his head bopping back and forth like a rooster throughout the whole match. He was taking bumps and bopping his head.
You did that pretty well, by the way.
Well, I was watching it in the past shows,
Oh,
seeing how
okay.
you go back 4 years, so I took lessons from you and stuff. And also three, that dude's ear never got messed up.
Yeah, you
I don't know what
that
he used to keep those red
It's like
spikes
some
up.
stupid gel or
But that
something.
shit was up there, and you know it wasn't no like special headpiece, because it was the 80s, that shit wasn't invented back then.
Maybe Zack Ryder knows.
Maybe, well, I don't know, because he can't spike it anymore.
Oh, man.
Speaking about Ryder, let's talk about Raw. Raw, my opinion, phenomenal.
Monday
I think
Night
they nailed
Raw.
every single thing they needed to do on Raw to put over. I was going into this show and I said, you know what, this pay-per-view is gonna be the drizzle and shit. They haven't done anything to promote the pay-per-view, they haven't done anything for matches, what, they got like 3 matches. Who the frick's gonna wanna buy this pay-per-view? And think of the name, Payback.
And they
That's a
raised
crappy
the
ass
price.
name. Well, you know, that's WWE. But, they did everything they needed to do to sell this pay-per-view, to make the storylines, to put everything together. Phenomenal at the very beginning with Triple H.
That was
with,
perfect.
yeah. With Curtis picking up 2 victories, Vince coming back and forth, butting it out. I think that was genius. And he took his belt home with him.
Who steals the ring bell?
I think that was great. The only thing, and a lot of fans are talking about this, I was on Twitter last night for the Wrestling Museum,
Yep.
which if you didn't know, I'm going to tell you, follow us on Twitter, at Wrestling_Museum, just drop the G, and you get all the information, the contests and everything. And we were talking about how, I guess, Vince was relieved of his duties. I guess he got his duties back. I don't know. Maybe he's been getting like a lot of views or something. That's why the duty came back.
I was about to say that too.
Somehow he got his job done back. He's doing the things and stuff. But it was pretty cool how they went back and forth. And even at the end of the show with Stephanie going all into the locker room and they had this big group hug. Daniel Bryan cleaned it up. And it was just genius. I like how they went back and forth and how they did everything. And then you had Axel come out, okay, kind of taking now the place of Fandango because he's got the head injury. He had a copy Ziggler, so now he's out of action for a while.
Yeah.
So Curtis is actually jumping into this 3-way match now, which you kind of understand why. At the same token, people think Cody Rhodes should have been in it.
Well,
Because
look-
Cody had a great match.
Well, look at Cody. He's a great worker. I'm not sure if I like him too much with the mustache, but yeah, he was actually talking about that. He might want to get rid of the mustache. He doesn't know it about that yet too well. But yeah, I mean, Cody's one of those guys. He needs that push. I mean, him and Sandow are not really like together as a unit too much no more. They are, but they're not. But I just want to see Cody get up there. You know, it's like it's getting bad. I mean, do something with the guy.
They did what they needed to do to promote the tag team titles and the U.S. title with the Shield, with Kane, Randy Orton, and Daniel Bryan, which we're going to talk about our predictions in a little bit, so we won't talk too much about that right now. But it was pretty cool how they set everything up for it. I think they did the right job in telling the stories, and everybody wanted to see Steph and Daniel Bryan go one-on-one. ROH guys, they tore it up last 2 nights ago on Raw. It was phenomenal. I think they did a great job. And I'm looking forward to the pay-per-view. Every single thing that happened on Raw on Monday fit the roles and told the stories of every single match. And that's exactly what Raw needed to do.
I honestly think WWE is actually trying to make things different. It's like I said before, it's like the very beginning of Raw. WWE has never done that before, especially with the Steel in the Ring belt type thing. 60-minute Iron Man match. They've never done stuff like this before. It's about time to do something different.
Absolutely. And, I know Big E kind of got, to Caitlyn a little bit before you. I'm sorry about that. But Big E was the secret admirer of Caitlyn. Poor Caitlyn got thrown on the ground. AJ came out. I'm going to tell you something. AJ is phenomenal.
Oh, beyond phenomenal.
She is the female CM Punk. In fact, I'm going to go on record right now, and that's just because I don't work study for WWE. AJ Lee is the best individual that company has working for them today.
I can actually agree with that. I've always been a fan of her ever since she came in, ever since she was on NXT. I mean, I'm a much bigger fan of her now, but she's working her butt off. Flat out, she is. She's doing what she has to get done to, you know what I mean? She's phenomenal.
And it pays off. I remember a video of her on Monday Night Raw just before WrestleMania. She was in tears, just standing on the opposite side of the deal, talking to Lito.
Yep.
And just imagine how much she worked to be up there now.
You're right. Caitlyn has done so much, and she deserves to be a Divas champion. I see her being a Divas champion 3-4 times in her career. AJ deserves it. I hope she gets it.
Yeah.
But AJ, she's like a CM Punk going to club. She can go out there, tell a story, and do what she needs to do to sell the program. But on the other hand, she can be like a doink